In spirituality, today I wanted to continue with one section where I spoke about the visions and dreams I got about the presidents and prime ministers. I continue with this last leg where I did not talk about a few prime ministers and the dream or a vision I had about them. So, the reason I talk about these dreams and visions is one, I am a psychic. I get sent a lot of answers through dreams and visions. It takes its own time for me to sometimes figure out a dream and a vision and how and what the message must be. But then, I'm at work when this kind of spiritual energy is getting built up and a certain answer is getting sent to me. Now, I'm going to so before I talk about these dreams or visions about few more prime ministers, I just wanted to also share when this happens, when you get a dream about someone, they're very, very true, which means they're working to the best of their ability or even doing more than what better, more and better than what they know. So, this is how their energy is getting so well built up in the universe. Now, before I start to talk about a certain dream or a vision, I want to first talk about one Prime Minister of India who I have not got any dream or vision, but I still want to talk about his greatness. You know, this Prime Minister, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he he was very loved by people. He made a lot of policy changes. He's done a lot of good governance. And one day, I remember just, someday my dad just started to talk to me and he told me that Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Prime Minister, nobody can be match his style of working. And he was very deeply loved by the forces. And till that time, I didn't know what was the greatness about the Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. I knew that he was a poet and he has a certain style and a side to him, but I did not know what was the greatness about him. And then my dad told one incident. He said, after one war, the Kargil war, there was a compensation to be distributed to the dead soldiers, the one who got martyred. And the very smoothly the compensation was going. And then there were few cases where the family was not able to give the requisite documents to collect the compensation. And there were not many cases, there were certain cases. And then these cases went to discussion to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Prime Minister. And he looked at these cases and he said, give the money and let them take their time to bring the documents or, patch up or create or collect whatever the documents are needed. Let them take their time, but give the money already to the family. And I was like, I said, but what if someone would have, claimed it by proxy by saying that no, it is us who's the family and just fooled and taken the claim? At this point, my dad just smiled and he said, nobody will do that. And this Atal Bihari Vajpayee knew. He knew his people and he worked with a lot of greatness in him. And my dad said there was not a single case which was challenged as a wrongful claim or compensation got given to the wrong person. Now I will tell you a second. I will talk about a second prime minister where I had. So the second prime minister I'm talking about is Manmohan Singh. So there was a rush of lot of dreams and visions at one point where I saw a lot of these visions and dreams about prime ministers, or even over a period of time, even the presidents. And I just kept asking myself, why haven't I got any dream about Prime Minister Manmohan Singh? And there was no answer. And despite me having asked this question, no answer or dream got delivered. And I stayed with it for a long time, saying that why haven't I got any vision or dream about him? And then after a lot of time, I forgot all about it. And then one day, I got a dream. And that dream was, I'm in a house and I'm expectantly waiting for some post. And I'm looking outside the house. And then I saw one very well built man drive a motorcycle, and he parked his bike in the compound, which was a bit further away but very much visible to me. And then he walked with one letter in his hand and he showed me a letter. So I look at the letter, and in that letter there was a picture of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. So you know how that letter was. There's a picture of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and there is a speech bubble on it. And it asked a question: did you request for this, and this? I read that and I say yes, yes, yes. So then that person who brought this letter, he turns the page over and there's again a photo of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and there's again a speech bubble, and that speech bubble says, instead of this request, if you get it like this, would you be okay? And I said yes, yes, yes. And then the postman or that person turns the page over, and then again there is a photo of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and there's a speech bubble and it says, it's all okayed or granted. Your requests have been okayed or granted. And I said, yay, yay. That was the dream. And even the postman was smiling and I was also super happy that whatever I'd asked I had got, and the letter had sent a confirmation saying that I have now received whatever I had requested for. I thought about this dream for a very long time, and it's just telling me their working style. One, they're working for their people, and you build this kind of spiritual energy about you when you're truly at work and you care for your people. And that's how the dream got sent, and it was a very nice dream. I got one more dream about a prime minister, and this was very surprising to me because I totally did not think I could get a dream. Plus I felt he's too young for a certain spiritual dream to come through. you know and it just took me with a lot of surprise that I got a dream about him. So Rishi Sunak, he's a UK prime minister, and after he had taken his position, in it. The dream came after many months from then. And the dream was, I'm much younger and I'm doing some writing work or some homework, and I get some stuck somewhere, and I just say, let me just call the Prime Minister and ask him if he can just teach me some maths. And I dial the number, and on the other end, you know, Rishi Sunak, he's the Prime Minister, he takes the call, and I tell him, can you help me with this homework in maths? He said, okay, I'll come down and teach you some maths. And he said, what time do you want to learn? I said, I'm okay with 8 o'clock. So in the evening, I said, I'll go for a walk, blah, blah, blah. And 8 o'clock, I'll sit and do the homework. And he says, okay. You know, in the dream, when this dream is going on, I'm myself telling, when I'm seeing this, I'm saying, oh my God, he's a Prime Minister. How did you call a Prime Minister? And how did he even take the call, direct line, and say, okay, I'll come down and help you with the maths. And I'm much younger. I'm maybe in some college or something, doing some paperwork. And the dream continues where at 8 o'clock, then he's there and he's very crisply dressed and his body language is very perfect all the time. And that's exactly how he's there, come to teach me maths. So I learned some bit of it. And he says, if you need more class, just let me know. I said, okay. And then I again call him. And then he again comes some other day. And this time I'm just doing time pass. So he waits for some time and just roaming around. I tell him, okay, I have some people I need to talk to. I'm just making a call. He waits for some 5-10 minutes and he says, so he says, okay, I will take leave. This is what he said. And he left, then he leaves. After this dream, all I kept saying was, how is he so humble? How is he so humble that I'm just doing some project or writing work. I get stuck in some maths. I give him a call. Being a Prime Minister, he actually lands up to help me. And amazingly approachable. I could just dial his direct line. So this was the dream. So your humility or a certain greatness about you or your work ethic is getting built in the universe, and it gets sent across as a dream. As I said, if I were to get a dream about a certain president or prime minister who's been in that position for years or decades, then I get it that, there's a certain spiritual energy built up. But he's so young, and for me to get that dream, he must be very perfect in his ways for me to get that dream. So this is all I wanted to just talk about today. That our work ethic and conduct goes a long way, and you don't necessarily have to communicate who you are or how your work style is. This universe is at work. So these were some of the great prime ministers, and I just wanted to talk about them.